Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that another human species was still alive. Not an ape, not a monkey, a real human. They looked different. They were stronger than you. They could survive freezing winters with almost no technology. If you had to guess which species would dominate the Earth, you'd probably choose them. But history chose us. So what happened? Why did Homo sapiens survive while the Neanderthals disappeared? The answer is far more surprising than they were weaker. Because they weren't. For a long time, Neanderthals were portrayed as primitive cave dwellers. Modern discoveries tell a different story. They made sophisticated stone tools. They hunted large animals. They cared for injured members of their groups. Evidence even suggests they buried some of their dead and may have used pigments or symbolic objects, although archaeologists still debate the meaning of some discoveries. They weren't mindless survivors. They were another kind of human. For hundreds of thousands of years, they thrived across Europe and parts of Asia. Then, around 40,000 years ago, they disappeared from the fossil record. The question isn't why they existed. The mystery is why they didn't survive. Neanderthals were incredibly powerful. Their bones were thicker. Their muscles were larger. Their bodies were built for cold climates. If survival depended only on physical strength, they should have won. But evolution rarely rewards strength alone. It rewards adaptation. Modern humans had bodies built for long-distance movement. We formed larger social networks. We exchanged ideas between groups. Simple innovations could spread from one community to another instead of disappearing with a single family. Knowledge itself became a survival tool. Instead of evolving stronger muscles, humans evolved stronger connections. Then the environment changed. Ice ages shifted. Forests became open grasslands. Animals migrated. Food became less predictable. Scientists think these rapid environmental changes placed enormous pressure on every human population living at the time. Small populations are especially vulnerable. A harsh winter, a failed hunting season, or a disease can reduce their numbers dramatically. Many researchers believe Neanderthal populations were already relatively small before modern humans expanded across Europe. That made every challenge more dangerous, not because they were weak, but because they had less room for error. This is where the story becomes even more interesting. Scientists no longer see the answer as a single event. There wasn't necessarily one battle or one catastrophe. Instead, several factors may have acted together. Competition for food, changing climates, small populations, and something few people expect, interbreeding. Today, many people outside Africa carry a small percentage of Neanderthal DNA. That means the two groups met. They had children together. In one sense, Neanderthals disappeared. In another, part of them never did. Their genes are still walking the earth, inside us. Maybe we've been asking the wrong question. Instead of asking, why did Neanderthals disappear? Perhaps we should ask, how did one human species adapt differently enough to survive extraordinary change? History isn't always written by the strongest. Sometimes it's written by those who adapt faster. And perhaps that's the oldest lesson our species has ever learned. Not that strength wins, but that survival belongs to those who keep changing when the world does.